Beneath the shimmering blue expanse of the Pacific Ocean, hidden from human eyes, lay the majestic mermaid kingdom of Aqualoria. Its queen, Sirena, ruled with wisdom and grace. Her sapphire eyes mirrored the ocean's depth, and her voice carried the melody of waves crashing against the shore. Aqualoria was a kingdom of wonders, with coral towers that spiraled like seashells and glowing jellyfish that drifted through its streets, illuminating the undersea realm like a starry night. Yet Sirena, despite her crown, often felt alone. A queen's burden was to know everything, but to keep her heart guarded. Her advisors worshipped her, and her subjects adored her, but none truly understood the ache that came from a life of endless duty. To find solace, Sirena would swim to the surface, gazing at the world above, a world she had been taught to fear and avoid. She watched humans from afar, fascinated by their ships that cut through the waves, their songs carried by the wind, and the firelight that glowed from their vessels at night. Despite warnings from her advisors about the danger of these land-dwellers, she couldn't quell her curiosity. One twilight, as the sun melted into the horizon and the ocean shimmered like liquid gold, a ship sailed close to her favorite rock. This wasn't a merchant vessel or a fishing boat, but a Navy frigate, its gray hull cutting through the waves with precision. Aboard was Lieutenant James Marlowe, a devoted officer, on duty to chart the region for his superiors. As James leaned on the rail, scanning the horizon, a glimmer in the water caught his eye. At first, he thought it was a trick of the light, but then he saw her, a figure with golden hair cascading over a shimmering tail that reflected the twilight. Her presence seemed otherworldly. Though James had heard sailors' tales of mermaids luring men to their doom, he felt no fear, only wonder. Sirena watched him with equal fascination. Unlike the other sailors, who moved with harshness and shouted commands, James carried himself with a quiet dignity. His dark brown eyes were filled with a mixture of weariness and wonder, and something about him drew her in. Their eyes met across the water, and Sirena, unable to resist, called out softly, "Who are you?" James blinked, startled, but he answered, "Lieutenant James Marlowe of the Royal Navy." "And you?" "I am Sirena," she replied, her voice carrying the melody of waves lapping at the shore. "The Queen of Aqualoria." "You're real," James whispered, as if afraid the vision would vanish. Over the following weeks, Sirena and James met in secret. Sirena would perch on her rock, her iridescent tail resting in the moonlight, while James rowed out in a small dinghy to meet her. They shared stories of their worlds. James spoke of the vastness of the human world, cities that stretched to the heavens, machines that roared like beasts, and people with ambitions as deep as the ocean. Sirena shared tales of her undersea realm, of coral gardens that shimmered like gems, ancient leviathans that slept in the ocean's trenches, and the magic that coursed through the veins of her people. Their meetings became the highlight of their lives, but their love was fraught with danger. Sirena's chief advisor, Arion, began to suspect her absences. "My queen," he warned, "you tread dangerous waters. Humans are not to be trusted. Their kind seeks to conquer and control, not to coexist." Meanwhile, aboard the frigate, James's commanding officer grew suspicious of his nightly disappearances. Rumors swirled among the crew, and some whispered that their lieutenant had fallen under the spell of a sea witch. One stormy night, their worlds collided. A rogue submarine, testing new sonar technology, ventured dangerously close to Aqualoria. The vibration sent shockwaves through the ocean, disorienting sea creatures and causing parts of the kingdom's coral towers to crumble. The people of Aqualoria panicked, and Sirena knew she had to act. James, aboard his ship, realized the disturbance was in the region where Sirena's kingdom lay. Defying orders, he took a small vessel to warn her. "Sirena," he cried out as he reached their meeting place, the wind and rain lashing at his face. "You're in danger." "The submarine." "I know," Sirena said, her voice trembling with worry. "It's tearing apart my world. But if we reveal ourselves, they'll hunt us." "Not if I can stop them," James said. "Let me help." Together, they devised a plan. Sirena summoned the sea's creatures, pods of dolphins to confuse the submarine's sonar, bioluminescent jellyfish to create false targets, and a massive school of fish to obscure the kingdom from view. Meanwhile, James used his naval expertise to sabotage the submarine's operations, relaying false coordinates to his ship. Their plan worked, but the effort was not without consequences. Serena's kingdom was left vulnerable, and James's disobedience led to his immediate arrest upon his return. Before being taken away, James met Serena one last time. "I would give anything to stay with you," he said, his voice heavy with sorrow. "And I would give anything to walk beside you," Serena replied. "But our worlds are not ready. Promise me," James said, "that no matter what, you'll fight for your kingdom. And for us." "I promise," Serena said, her voice breaking. "The sea is vast, but love is deeper." Back in Aqualoria, Serena negotiated a fragile truce with humanity, offering her kingdom's wisdom of the oceans in exchange for their protection. James, dishonorably discharged but unrepentant, dedicated his life to marine conservation, using his knowledge to bridge the gap between the surface and the deep. Years passed, and though they were separated by worlds, neither forgot the other. On moonlit nights, James would stand by the shore, gazing at the horizon, and Serena would rise to the surface, singing a melody carried by the wind and waves. Both knew that love, like the ocean, was boundless, and that one day, it would find a way to unite them again.